there we all are.
Hello.
Right. Hello, whoever is watching, whether now or later. Today we are playing Barbarians of Lemuria, which is a rules moderate, I suppose, or rules light system designed for playing adventures of sword and sorcery. We have our players here. Please introduce yourselves.
I am the Witch King of Samra, and I am playing Soraya, the Dancer Assassin from Malakut.
I am the OGGM, and today I am playing Prince Kamal, pirate, but in the desert.
I am Sideways Simon, and I'm playing Dagfari Blazebeard, who used to be a peasant, but now he's a barbarian.
Yeah, one of the few sort of moves to an upper class level, I think, that's available to peasants, really. And I'm Grim. I will be your humble narrator. Since part of this project is for me to play games that I have on my shelves that I haven't played or haven't played in a very long time or haven't played much. And so this was next in the stack, which is why we're playing it. It was the new hotness a while ago. This is the Legendary edition, I believe. There's quite a few editions out there. And there's a post-apocalyptic version as well, which we will be playing at some point in the future. Systems, very simple. Basically, all you have to do is you roll a pair of six-sided dice, or three if you have a boon, and take the two highest. Three if you have a floor, and take the two highest. You roll as 2d6. You add any appropriate bonuses, take away any appropriate penalties, and then you have to get 9 or higher. If you roll a double six, that's always a success, and in combat it's considered a mighty success. If you roll double ones, it's an automatic failure. In combat it's considered a calamitous failure. So yeah, if you get 9 or higher, you succeed. If you get 8 or below, it's a failure. Difficulty is modified up if it's easy, down if it's anything worse than moderate. You do have hero points on your character sheets, which can be spent to do various things. And I clearly need a drink because I'm croaking. Okay. If you're stuck in the game, you can spend a hero point to have something change in the narrative in a way that helps you out. Like if you were imprisoned, you could spend a story point and then maybe the guard drops his key just outside the cage, or the magistrate's wife is visiting and you catch her eye, or something like that. So you can spend points for little narrative things there, but you can't take complete control, and I have veto. So, yeah, you might be out of luck there. You can spend a hero point to re-roll your dice if you roll really poorly. You can turn a normal success into a mighty success. If you do roll a natural 12, you can also spend a hero point to make what you've just done into a legendary success instead of a mighty success. But you have to get that double six first. So it is worth doing that if you happen to roll a double six, just to completely maximize the positive effect of what you're doing. You can also spend hero points to sort of shake off any wounds that you've taken, to walk them off. So you spend a hero point, you roll a d6, and you get back that much lifeblood, which is what hit points are in this system. At 0 lifeblood, you're normally unconscious and bleeding out, unless you get first aid or the gods intervene. You can spend a hero point to stabilize yourself. Once you reach -6, you're dead, and that's it. Resting after a battle for 15 minutes or so, getting a drink of water, maybe a biscuit, that will recover you half the lifeblood that you lost. So between battles, you can do sort of quick rests, which is works better, I think, in this than it does in something like 5th edition D&D. It's much more in keeping with the overall style of sword and sorcery and how Conan can take wounds and keep on going, that sort of thing. But it doesn't completely heal you. It doesn't make magic. It doesn't make damage completely pointless, because you can only get back half of it. There are other things you can do, like get first aid from someone whose character background is good for that, or there aren't exactly potions, but there's poultices and things that you can use if you can find them, that'll help you recover lifeblood. Otherwise, you recover 1 lifeblood per day of rest. Otherwise, combat's pretty simple. You roll 1d6 plus your agility for initiative. You go in order. You can choose to delay your turn, and then you can interrupt anyone else going at any point that you feel like. When you're attacked, you can decide to forego your attack, and that will give you +2 to your defense or allow you to make a parry roll, but you then can't attack back. You can use 2 weapons, which means you can parry and attack, or do 2 attacks, or 2 do parries, but anything you do while you're holding 2 weapons is at a -2 penalty. Damage is damage of the weapon, plus your strength bonus, minus armor. All very quick and simple and easy. Quickly explain characters to the people watching. Sorry, I'm front-loading all this talk, but yeah. So characters are defined pretty simply and broadly. You have attributes, which are strength, agility, mind, and appeal, which generally range from -1 on up. Maybe +4 would be the maximum for a starting character. Everyone has combat abilities, which are brawl, melee, missile weapons, and defense. And then you don't have skills other than that. You have careers. So anything that career could potentially positively apply to, you can apply your career to. So if you've got a background as a merchant, you might have 1 level in merchant. That would give you a +1 on anything merchanty that you happen to do, like haggling for a price, or assessing the value of something, or knowing a rumor about a people from a far off land because you trade in antiquities or whatever. Your careers don't normally add to your combat rolls. They can in very specific circumstances. So an assassin, for example, might get a bonus if they act as a surprise attack or they stab someone from behind. Then your career might factor in. Otherwise it doesn't. A barbarian might get a bonus if they decide to fight dirty. That sort of thing. But mostly it's just your combat skills that apply in combat. Lifeblood, which is hit points, is 10 plus strength. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Do the players have any questions before we get properly started?
Nope.
You're all muted, I think.
No questions.
No questions, sorry.
Okay, cool. Any of you played this before?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so we're all noobs. That's always fun. Right. Have you read your character descriptions?
Yes.
I have, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Right. Well, you might need to read those to the viewers in a minute after we introduce your characters. Let me see if I can get the music to work in a way that isn't annoying. Once it starts. Can you hear me okay over that?
So far, so good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually can't hear any music, to be honest, but it could just be the background of my house.
Yeah. Well, I kept
hear
it pretty
that.
quiet.
I hear it now.
Okay. You and your kin departed from the polished halls of Lemuria, forswearing the shackles of civilization and carving a path toward liberty in the desolate wilds of the empty lands. At first, your endeavours prospered. A new township erected on a river's serpentine bend burgeoned and thrived, yet fate, with its capricious whims, saw fit to assault you with a ceaseless horde of savage tribesmen who brazenly embraced their own mortality. Flames engulfed your nascent haven, and even stout-hearted heroes were forced to flee for their very lives. A hastily assembled convoy of wagons and beasts, which erstwhile carried you to that realm, now creeps back to the familiar realms of yore. So you are currently on wagons, leaving the empty lands to return to Lemuria, beaten down. You've lost everything that you brought with you to make a new life in this new world, and are forced to retreat, tails between your legs, back to a more civilized place.
Civilization.
I've found that civilization has an allure for an assassin such as I.
No assassin would say they were an assassin. Ruins the point. Obviously, you're speaking balderdash.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Trying to frighten the guards.
Such as they are. Most died in the defense of the haven.
Poor caravan driver.
The driver turns back and says, "Oh, well, it's better than just watching the oxen's arse all day. Listening to stories."
Stories.
My grandmother told me stories, but that just wanted me to obey the wisdom of the elders. Of course, I never paid any mind to that. That's why I ended up in the empty lands, of course.
Just gonna turn you up a little bit. You're a little bit quiet.
Oh. My bad.
So you shouldn't need to do anything. Okay, can you say something?
Hello?
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Cool. Is Degfari doing anything, or just sitting, rocking on the wagon?
I'm just sitting in the wagon for now.
It was but a short time past that the meandering train of creaking wagons traversed a dimly lit path, cutting its way through the dense foliage of Ko, that primeval jungle north of Besharoon and south of Tyr. The discordant barks and howls of the land's feral beasts assailed your ears, resounding through the miasmic tangle of vines and leaves. Somewhere, amidst that wild expanse, lies the enigmatic ruins of Malor, beckoning with their long-forgotten secrets. But all you demand of this fetid greenery is passage.
Yes.
The wagons slow as they snake their way through the jungle, through one of the few clear paths, through these grand trees and dense overgrowth.
I don't trust these trees.
Can't
Look
be
out
any
there.
worse than other places I've been to.
Things hide behind trees.
Dagfari, what do you think of this?
Well, why would you not trust
Snakes.
the trees? What's wrong with the trees? The people behind them that you need to worry
People behind
about.
the trees. You can't trust them. They're waiting to ambush you. You should be able to see where you're going. That's why I became a pirate and a king. I just keep an eye on the treetops for ambushes.
Soraya also is keeping a watch out for any ambushes because of her background.
Well, there are monkeys and parrots. Some of the parrots look pretty vicious.
I don't like the way that hurts.
Black and red feathers, big serrated beaks.
I'm going to polish the end of my staff.
Is that a euphemism, or are you actually polishing the end of your stuff?
No, I'm actually polishing the end of my staff.
Yeah, just gotta
I reckon
Big
you can eat
iron.
monkey. And, if there's monkeys, we could probably get some dinner.
Would a monkey come within range of a staff, though? That's the question.
I mean, I can throw my staff or spear. If we were talking about this in character, I could do that.
Do you want monkey meat for dinner? You can try and attack a monkey if you want.
What do we say? Want to hunt or no?
hunting. This God's forsaken jungle. Look at those mosquitoes. The size of my hand.
And those
The more we
ants,
get out of here, the better. I need to plan my revenge.
The wagon driver turns back to you again. If you reckon you can find your way back to the trail, all right, you can hunt, I suppose. Didn't get to bring much with us. Could do with a meal.
okay. Then Soraya is going to try and launch the leaf spear she has towards one of the monkeys in the treetops.
Okay, so you would roll 2d6, add your agility for accuracy,
Okay.
and your ranged skill. Missile skill.
It's ranged on my character sheet.
Okay.
And I got an 11, 13.
Okay. And monkeys are small, so let's take away 1 for that. That takes you to 12. And you're on the back of a wagon. Let's take away another 1 for that. That takes us to 11. And give him a defense of 2, because he's unaware that you're about to launch a spear at him. Still, that's enough. Roll damage for the spear.
Okay.
So that's d6 plus your strength.
Mm-hmm. That is 2 points of damage.
2 points.
Yeah.
Okay, you hurl your spear up into the trees. It carves a red wound along the monkey's side, but the monkey's still alive. It takes fright, scattering blood on the leaves, and scurries away up high into the canopy where you can no longer reach it. Your spear tumbles to earth somewhere in the underbrush over there.
And your spear is lost. Let us retrieve it.
Yes. It's a bad thing that it's lost because it's a leaf spear and we're in a jungle.
Okay, are you all going to search for the spear?
I mean, I am.
I will.
Okay, so it'll be...
Requires me to accompany Soraya.
It'll be mind plus an appropriate career score if you have one that helps you search for spears in
Not sure what
in
career.
jungles. Like hunter would work.
I-
Does assassin work?
Does what?
No.
Sorry.
Does assassin work?
No.
Damn it.
Gonna
It's
sneak up
just
on
like dropping my sickle when I'm farming hay.
That's true. Yep. So if you want to help look, you can add your peasant level.
So I'm just gonna roll 2d6 flat out.
Yep, 2d6 plus mind, you said?
Yep.
I got a 7.
I got a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and mind of 2 is 11.
Nice.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Cutting away
So
at the branches.
Kamal's the one to find it. You wander off the side of the trail a short way. You can still just about hear the creaking of the wagons as they carry on past, because there's quite a few of them. You find the spear laying next to an oddly square-looking boulder sticking up out of the underbrush of the jungle.
Weird. I cap it.
Come on, where's my spear?
Hold it up. Ha! Victory! The 7 gods of the sea.
What have you
Bring
won?
back
A
over
spear?
What'd you say?
Is it, what's he won? A spear.
Weird, yeah. I guess I'll push the weird-looking rock.
It's big and heavy. It's maybe a rectangle, 1 yard wide, 2 yards long, sticking up out of the dirt. Some worn reliefs look like they were once on the stone, but they're lost to time and impossible to make out now.
I'm not familiar enough with the legendary rumors of this jungle to make any connection. I mean, I'm sure I've heard.
It looks like it could have been a mile marker or maybe part of a larger building, but you'd expect there to be more stones around if that was the case.
I have found a strange stone, but I am not
How strange is it?
aware of what this means.
Soraya comes over
Probably
and
will
grabs
will.
the spear from his hand, from Kamal's hand.
You hear a mournful hoot from above you, and a monkey plummets out of the treetops, faint from blood loss, and lands with a thump on the ground not far away.
Aha! Luck be with us.
I go and whack it on the head with my staff just to make sure it's dead.
Crunch! Yep, that's dead.
Yep. That's
Dinner!
And then we go to the camp scene, and we're all eating the monkey.
You go back to the wagon, which is carrying on its way, but you can have the monkey strung on a pole or something.
Okay.
Is anyone going to skin it?
I am.
Noble. I don't.
I think I
my
can.
food. I pay other people to skin my food.
It'd be agility plus any career that would help you in skinning and preparing monkey meat.
I mean, I don't have anything like that then.
Can I wear its skin?
You could.
It seems kind of a barbarian-y thing to do.
Yeah. You have to get the skin off and clean it first. But
Certainly.
Barbarian would probably be able to do that, wouldn't he?
well, he's got peasants
That's
can
true.
prepare food, and that'd be agility plus peasant.
I could definitely make some pottage out of it.
What'd you get?
I got an 8.
Okay. Well, that's a failure. You can take a reroll if you want to spend a hero point on skinning a monkey, but otherwise, you kind of fuck it up a bit.
I'm gonna try it next and see if I can.
Once you can't put the skin back on and then reskin it.
No.
All right. Well, the monkey is skinned, but its skin is no use for anything. So you just toss that to the side. And unfortunately, you pierced its guts and intestines while you were gutting it. So about half the meat is tainted. So you have to cut that away. So you have half a monkey carcass, the half with the face.
Just looking at you.
Face is the best bit.
Yeah, especially after it's been tenderized.
The eyes would be tasty.
But after all that, while you're kind of using leaves to wipe monkey guts off your hands and so on, your wagon is waylaid by Fortune's cruel hand, suffering a dire mishap. One of its sturdy wheels splinters, and the wagon is condemned to be dragged off the single-lane trail that meanders through the jungle. The wagon master, once the venerable leader of your fledgling settlement in the Empty Lands, bids you to rendezvous with your compatriots at the sole discernible landmark, a shattered tower looming prominently ahead on the trail that winds its way through the verdant foliage. There they will wait, and perhaps there you shall once again reunite with them once your wagon is repaired, but they can't afford to stop. This is backcountry.
Oh, so okay. So we've got to repair our wagon, and they're going forward.
Yeah, and they will wait for you at the tower, which is where they're going to make camp for the night.
Are we? Is there enough of the wheel left to fix, or is it completely ruined?
It's not completely ruined. It's made of several planks cut to curves around the outside, and it just went down into a hole at the wrong angle. Something got between a couple of the boards, which had swollen up from the moisture in the jungle, and just splintered it and wrenched it apart. If you can get some flat wood from somewhere, and the wagon driver has some carpentry tools, you should be able to patch it relatively easily, but you need to find a good piece of either seasoned or hardened wood.
Well, I'm sure my many years on the sea has given me some level of expertise in boats and wood and building with Pirate of Two. So
Yep.
I will try and find the perfect rash.
Perfect piece of wood. Okay,
Yes.
so that'll be...
It will speak to me of the ship it will be someday.
So mind plus sailor.
9 plus pirate. 2 plus 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, please.
That's a success, but barely.
To trees and see which one wants to be the future boat / wheel.
Yeah. I'll just take a minute to tell people watching, please subscribe to this channel, because it's not the same as my main channel. Because if you do live streaming on a channel where you normally do uploads, it kills your metrics. So please
I
subscribe.
know that.
Yeah, it's a big issue. I don't know why they do it like that, but it's YouTube. Who knows why they do anything?
Weird.
Okay, so following Kamal's lead, because he seems, well, not exactly more at home in the jungle, but he seems to know what he's talking about when it comes to wood. You follow after him to help. You do find a good-looking tree. It's surrounded by dead ground, and there's a lot of those vicious-looking parrots roosting in it.
Oh.
But the wood looks to be sturdy and hard. The limbs are nice and straight. If you can break down one of the branches, even though it won't be seasoned wood, you should be able to crudely hack away at it to get something like a plank to brace the wheel.
Does the wagon have an axe, or the wagon master?
You took his carpentry kit with you. It's got a hatchet and a small saw and a few chisels, wood hammer, those
Great.
sorts of things.
That's all we need. I will climb the tree and cut down that branch.
Okay, 1 second. I just need to look something up. Okay, can you make a strength roll to climb the tree? And because you're used to climbing masts, you can use your pirate as well.
Strength is 0, pirate is +2, so total of +2. 6 + 1 + 2 is 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, sorry. 9.
Okay, so you just barely succeed, just like you just barely succeeded in finding the tree. What are you usually doing? Just
Kamal succeeds. It doesn't matter if it's barely or not.
you're just going to watch him do all the work, or yeah?
I was thinking while he's off doing that, being not the sharpest tool in the box, I might try and rip a board off of the side of the wagon. We need to find wood, and the wagon's made of wood.
Okay, that's a brute force approach. Can you make a strength barbarian check, please?
And to answer your question, Grim, Soraya is a dancer. He doesn't get involved with this kind of stuff.
Might break a nail.
Exactly.
What did Dad get?
I got 13.
Okay, yeah, you brace yourself against one side of the wagon and kick one of the boards off the other side of the wagon. A few of your sort of meager goods that you managed to rescue from your lost home spill over the side of the wagon into the jungle, underbrush and dirt. But you should be able to get them back in. You might have to hold on to them a bit better. But you've got a nice length of broken board. So, meanwhile, out in the jungle, apparently all by himself, Kamal shimmies up the side of the tree, and you find a good-looking branch. You remember that you need to sit close to the trunk and cut the end bit off rather than the other way around. Yeah.
I made that mistake once.
Yeah, never again.
First day on the boat.
Right, and you start hacking away. One of these big parrots flutters down and lands on the end of the branch that you're cutting.
I look at it. Like, yeah, I'm still going to do it. Don't tempt me. I still keep cutting.
Okay, it shifts closer on its big black claws.
I keep cutting. Do not tempt me, bird. This branch is mine.
A couple more strokes and you should have cut off the branch.
Should have.
Keep going?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Actually gonna
Chop,
try and
chop.
stop me.
The wood falls free of the branch. The parrot flies up into the air, letting out an outrageous squawk. And you slide down and pick up the length of wood that you've managed to get.
Yes.
It's
This
a good.
branch belongs to Prince Kamal. This jungle belongs to Prince Kamal. Triumphantly marching back to the wagon. Any victory is a good victory.
Yeah.
Even over a branch.
So you now have two options: a broken piece off the side of the wagon, or this branch you've just retrieved of fine jungle hardwood.
When you return, you'll find me standing next to the wheel, trying to work out how a straight piece of wood works for a wheel.
As a pirate, I probably know a little, but wheel. I'm not sure how much that translates to wheel making. So I sort of look at the driver like.
Yeah, the driver clambers down and pushes the sort of splintered bit of wood back into position, and then if you nail your bit of wood across there to brace it back on, it should be usable at least for a bit.
That sounds simple enough.
Okay, it's just hammering nails, so I won't make you roll for that part. But with all the wandering around and the braking and everything, the other wagons have gotten well ahead of you by the time you've got this all fixed. And there do seem to be more of those parrots in the trees above you, watching you doing all this with great curiosity.
Soraya is going to screech at them in a familiar sound to them to get them to run away.
Okay. Whoops. Make a appeal plus dancer roll.
Okay. Okay, so I have an appeal of 3 and a dancer 2. That is 15.
What'd you get?
15.
Okay. Soraya lets out this awful shriek, like several parrots being boiled alive, and the parrots in the treetops squawk and flee in all directions.
God's teats! Are you okay?
I am. I just had to scare those parrots away. They kept looking at us. I don't like it. Something was off about them.
There's something off about them.
I thought you were giving up your ghost with that noise.
Right.
Evil eye when she's not looking.
With the wagon fixed, you're able to roll on after the others. And it's much easier to follow now because all the other wagons have gone and they've cut a furrow through the jungle. It does make the ground a little bit unsteady and you're a bit unsure about your wheel, so the wagon rider's taking things slow and careful. But you do eventually catch up to the others. Amidst the verdant expanse of the jungle is a clearing, a rare patch of open earth amidst the tangled chaos of foliage. The air hangs heavy with the pungent scent of exotic flowers and the raucous cries of exotic fauna, but no parrots, they're giving you a wide berth. Shafts of golden sunlight, or what remains of it as the sun begins to set, pierces the dense canopy, dappling the undergrowth below.
Continue forward, I guess. Watching for slightly more dangerous animals than parrots.
The rest of the wagons have pulled up around the tower. Its crumbling walls and weathered stones speak of an ancient and forgotten time, a time of which the jungle itself may be the only living witness. Ivy and creeping vines cling to its walls, adding to the sense of desolation and decay. The tower's shadow falls long and deep across the clearing, stretching across the ragtag collection of wagons that have come to rest there. A small camp has sprung up, a few small fires have started, there's the smell of smoke, a lot of it white from green wood burning. And all disconsolate people scraping together what little food they've got to make meals. And you guys have half a monkey.
The mighty conquerors of the jungle bring.
Yes.
I don't trust this tower. Wizards live in towers.
What is this place? Does anybody know? This tower?
Everyone shakes their head. Carries on about their business.
Get to cooking the monkey then.
Okay, yeah, you build a quick fire.
I wait for somebody else to cook.
Who can cook? I think peasant or hunter or alchemist.
I can I can boil stuff until it becomes mush.
Yeah, that'll do. You can burn things on a stick. I think, yeah, you can manage that much.
Yeah, I mean, I just chuck everything in a pot and leave it boiling. And when it starts like running out, I just throw more stuff in the pot and leave it boiling.
Okay.
It's,
Well, can you
waterproof.
make a
Eating it.
mind and peasant roll, please?
You've cooked monkey before, right?
Oh yeah, I got a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you find your pot. Some of them have found a source of water, so you're able to half fill your pot with water and fill the rest with choice cuts of monkey meat. And let it boil for a good long time until the sun is well and truly set and the mosquitoes are all over you, feasting. But then you're able to eat your bland, boiled monkey meat. And monkey
What's
broth.
wrong with this food?
It's delicious.
I've had worse.
I mean, I can't even taste it. This is the best thing I've eaten in a long time.
Not potatoes.
All those spices and weird things you had to eat. Oh, horrendous.
So,
My
Soraya is going to
Pride
probably
is looking more and more at that tower.
Yeah, one at a time. So
You go ahead.
what's okay? So Kamal.
I'll just say that Soraya is going to keep first watch.
Okay. What were you saying, OG, as Kamal?
Mal and his innate pirate greed is starting to get curious about that tower. Maybe I'll just go check it out. Make sure there's no spiders that'll creep up on us or anything.
Yeah, I want to check there's no wizards that are going to creep up on us.
Finger wagglers, can't trust them.
And Sarai was on watch anyway, so may as well join you.
So I guess I take a branch to make a crude torch.
You've not really got anything to burn on the end of it though. Monkey fat, I suppose.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Don't have anything to make other than wrap a rag around it and
Yeah, rummage through the offcuts for monkey fat and some torn cloth from the edge of a blanket or something. It's not much of a torch, but it's better than nothing. And the shadow of the tower and the surrounding gigantic jungle trees cuts out a lot of the light that might otherwise come from the moon and stars. So yeah, you're kind of glad for it, even though you can't see much from its sputtering, dripping flame. So the tower looks like it was once very tall indeed, tall enough to stretch up above the jungle, if the jungle was even here when it was built. It's exquisitely built of curved stones, but they remind you of that other block that you found in the jungle.
Oh, okay.
With similar carvings and reliefs and things that have been worn away or overgrown by ivy and creepers over time.
Speaks of an ancient kingdom.
There are holes in the walls where beams might have once sat to enable floors on the different levels, but they've long ago rotted away. And in the middle, sort of inside of the tower, is a sort of hump of black humus-like substance, probably from all the rot and leaves and wood that's caught up in there over time. You can see large black centipedes crawling in the muck there.
Start poking around inside the tower, I guess.
Dirt,
Looks like
muck,
there's definitely
rot.
no wizards there.
Anything that gleams in the torch might gets my pirate blood a-tingling.
You see a slight glitter catches your eye from up on high, where the tower has broken or sheared off. Something up there is glittering, but it's a bit of a climb.
I have a rope and grapple. Here,
Yep.
hold this. I will climb up there and see what it is. Hold the torch.
Okay, I'm going to say the rope and grapple gives you a boon, So for climbing, it'll be strength plus pirate, but you roll 3d6 and take the highest 2.
Okay, thank you. 5, a 2, and a 2. I guess I'll take the 2. 5, 7 plus pirate is 8, 9. Plus strength is 0, so 9.
Okay. So you managed to get your hook to tenuously hook onto some of the thick, overgrown creepers and ivy up there, and clamber your way up, beset the whole way by gigantic mosquitoes.
I hate you. When I conquer this jungle, you're the first to go.
Put a bounty on them.
What god created these creatures? In the ocean. Missed my boat.
Okay. So the tower, it's broken off, but at an angle, like it kind of sheared off and slipped away. And from up here, you can see that what remains of the tower is slightly skewed to one side, as if the foundations have given away slightly on one side. You couldn't really tell from below, but from up here, you got a better sense of the angle. Not that you like looking down particularly. When you haul yourself up onto the broken stones, you find the source of the glittering light, and it is an old silver coin that somehow retained its sheen without turning black. But ivy has grown partially over it, so this coin has been here a long time.
I gingerly attempt to remove it, not trigger the collapse.
You cut away just a little bit of the creeper and take the coin. It's a crescent-shaped silver coin with a relief of a face on one side smiling and on the other side not smiling.
Good luck.
Almost looks like the moon.
I hold it up to the moon. As it, pierces through the canopy, like banks.
Can you make
there's bound to be more.
Can you make a mind pirate roll, please?
Mind is 2, pirate is 2, so that's plus 4. Ooh, 6 and 5 plus 4. 12, 13. That's a 15, I believe.
You've been to many ports around the world. You've raided many vessels alongside your crew. You've traded in spices and silks and coins from every domain in Lemuria, and you've never seen a coin like this before.
It might be valuable to a collector in the city. I look for more so I can share with my companions.
Alas, there do not seem to be any more.
Well, sadly, I will then work my way back down. I wonder what other secrets this tower holds. 1 coin is not enough for us.
Perhaps the real treasure was the mystery you discovered.
Or the friends you made along the way.
Or the friends we made along the way. Boon companions, we will share the rewards of this 1 coin once we sell it for many coins. I have never seen
So you each taking a watch and have the wagon driver take the last watch?
Yep.
Or are you not going to trust a wagon driver to stand guard?
Actually, yeah, I think Sarai wouldn't trust the
I think he's taken us this far. I trust him.
This is one of the survivors, right?
Yeah.
Might even like know.
Yeah, in that case, she would
I don't
a bit more than most people.
We've trusted him long enough to back home. I think you can trust him, so sure. Besides, I'm a noble. I don't watch longer than I have to.
Okay.
Like pay you for.
Well, the night passes pretty peacefully. None of you have taken any damage, but if you had, you'd be able to have a lifeblood back. And you're awoken early at pretty much the first light of day, as the camp comes to life and everyone starts packing everything away, ready to press on further through the jungle to get back to civilization.
Yes.
Luckily, I don't have much to pack.
We'll return, Fallen Kingdom, to claim you someday, but for now, Prince Kamala bids you farewell.
I'm glad to be out of here.
A few slivers of monkey wasn't really enough to eat, so you're all pretty hungry.
guess there's something about centipedes. I hear those are pretty good.
The black flesh of the aquatic Brazilian centipede.
Easy there, Andrew Zimmerman. Like almonds.
So you might want to hunt again. But otherwise, it's just a long, fumbling trip. And
You haven't seen anything larger than parrots and centipedes, though, or any sign of anything larger?
and monkeys. To track something bigger, let's make everyone can make a mind and an appropriate career roll.
Okay.
I have none.
And
With a penalty of -1.
And I only have Dancer and Assassin, so I'm going to roll just 2d6. Oh, wow. That is a 9.
Oh, I got a 4.
With the -1?
Oh, then it's an 8.
Okay.
I got a 4, too.
Okay.
Guess no bears are in this jungle.
Wait, there, tracks of some kind of large beast like an oxen that's pulling the wagon. Shit.
Just the horse and oxen in front of us.
Yeah, you don't see any tracks of anything larger, so it's a long, hungry, miserable day. With the monkey repeating on you a bit. So another day of slow travel through the jungle with your wagon at the back of the line. As the wagon train starts to look for somewhere to stop again for the night. As the fiery orb of the sun begins to dip below the horizon, your forlorn caravan carries on along the seldom trodden paths that wind through the steamy jungles of Ko. As you consider where to lay your heads for the night, fate intervenes with a wrathful hand. The earth, the very earth itself, splits asunder beneath your feet, a great crack and chasm opening up directly underneath the whole wagon train. And the entire convoy, horses, wagons, oxen and all, is swallowed whole by the gaping maw of the earth. You are hurled into the pitch blackness, tumbling through the void for what seems like an eternity, until the cacophony of splintering wood and the anguished cries of man and beast alike shatter the silence as the caravan crashes to the ground. Miraculously, you guys are unscathed, but you are plunged into darkness, surrounded by the dying and the dead, your bodies aching and bruised. The haunting moans of horses and oxen in their death throes echo off unseen walls, the sound both mournful and eerie.
Sound off, crew! Be ye alive! Somebody try and find something to light.
You see, does he get a light?
Not immediately, no.
Okay. Well, when he gets a light, he's going to see Soraya just trying to, with one hand, feel for the edge of the crevasse and just give up halfway through.
Yeah, you've fallen into what seems like a huge chamber from the sound, though it's hard to tell because everything's so dark. Looking up, you can just see sort of the dark navy blue sky with the stars just starting to appear, the brightest ones first. So there's almost no light down here. You can't really make out anything except the vaguest of shapes. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. But the screaming of the dying horses is horrendous, and you can hear people crying out for help or their mothers. How are you going to find something to light, and what are you going to light it with?
Well, I got nothing. Other than rocks and flint, so you know.
I mean, is there any, branches or shrubs that have fallen through the crack?
You feel around. There's some sticky, probably blood. Some of the torn and ripped and scattered blankets and other pieces of clothing. You could probably get together some kind of torch, but you need something to burn with it, really.
Can I find any stones on the ground? Hopefully a bit of flint.
The ground that isn't covered in blood and broken pieces of wagon feels oddly level and smooth.
So what was on? We have wagons. We have wood. We have cloth. So we just need a piece of iron and a.
I have manacles for iron, but we need flint to go with it.
Yeah, but you need something to catch.
Hold on. I have an idea. I have some clothes and some oils. Maybe the oils are flammable.
Your perfumed oils that you normally use for massages and perfuming yourself. Yes, that would work to burn.
Okay, and then I'm gonna use my dancing silks to wrap around the stick. Or the piece.
Okay. So you wrap some of your diaphanous, expensive silks from far off lands and desert markets. Wrap it around a splintered piece of wood you find on the ground and douse it with your perfumed oils.
Soldier 1 should at least I should know how to base the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Spin the wood trick. So I find a nice good piece of wood and I start doing the little bit of rocks, and every time I see a spark.
You've got bladed weapons, don't you? Metal weapons?
Yeah, I've got a scimitar and throwing knives.
Yes, you should be able to strike that.
I have a spear and a dagger.
So you should be able to strike those off stone to make a spark. That would be quicker than rubbing two pieces of wood together.
With the throwing knives, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm less attached to them.
Soraya moves the make wood. Oh, what's the word? The makeshift
torch. Yeah.
To the sparks.
Yeah. So you get glimpses of each other in the sparks, sort of stroboscopic effect. You see dirt on each other's faces and blood. You briefly get a glimpse of a panicked horse face as it runs or drags or something across the way. A couple of the sparks smolder for a second and almost catch the oil. You hear a horrible whistling shriek that seems to echo off every corner of the cavern. And then with another strike, the torch flares into life.
I move the torch in the direction of the sounds.
The light flickers to life, illuminating a scene of utter destruction. Bodies of man and beast lay intertwined, shattered and torn apart by the impacts. The ground beneath your feet gleams with mica, in contrast to the grisly gore surrounding you. The air is thick with the coppery tang of spilt blood and the chill of death. But the horrors do not end there. Whispering sounds and slurping, crunching noises reach your ears, accompanied by the flitting of white shapes in the darkness. The very fabric of reality seems to have been torn asunder in this pit from hell. Then you see them, the red, malevolent eyes of some ravenous fiends, drawn by the feast of death and carnage and drawing closer.
Scimitar out! Back to Bath!
Is anyone else still alive or just us?
Arm yourselves, crew!
Do you think you probably have to worry about yourselves right now?
Am I just going to hold the torch, or can I wield a weapon as well?
You can dual wield, so you can hold the torch and wield a weapon at the same time.
Okay.
But if you want to use the torch as a weapon, as in two weapons, then you get a -2 penalty to your attacks.
Okay, so I'm just going to have my dagger on me.
Okay.
And hold the torch.
I'm going to do my battle cry at these malevolent creatures.
Okay, well, can I have your initiatives first, please? So it's D6 plus your agility.
Okay.
I got a 5.
I got a 5 as well.
Okay. And Kamal got?
I got to roll the dice.
Yep.
1d6 plus... Ooh, I got a 3.
Okay.
We're trying to get my back to one of the overturned wagons so they can only come at me from 3 ways.
Yep. Presume the rest of you back up like that as well, at least to start with. Okay, so Dagfari first. Oh, no, actually, Soraya's more nimble, so let's go Soraya first. Right, so there's these glittering red eyes in the darkness. You can hear this horrible screaming whistle sound and sounds of feasting that do not bode well, you don't think, from the darkness outside the radius of your torch. But you can see these red eyes glittering in the dark.
Guys, there's something out there.
Do you want to hold your action and wait? Or...
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Dagfari, then. What do you want to do?
I want to scream at these things.
Okay, well, remind me what that does.
It goes, ah!
Valgardian Warcry. So your Warcry terrifies people, forcing them to roll 3d6 and take the 2 worst results for the first round of combat, while your allies roll 3d6 and take the 2 best. So it basically gives everyone on your side a boon and everyone on the other side a flaw. Okay, so I will mark that down. Do you want to do anything else? Because you can.
I kind of want to go and hit something. I feel like we should be saving our friends.
Okay, so do you want to...
I can't see outside the torchlight, and I don't have the torch. So
No, but you can make out the eyes of these things glittering in the dark, so you have some idea of where they are.
I could go and take a swing at one of their eyes then.
Yep. Okay, you run forward at the very sort of edge of the glow of the torch and take a swing. Okay, so they have 0 for defense, so you just need to beat a 9, but you're in the darkness, but not total darkness, so -1 to your attack.
Am I adding my brawl on this?
Only if you're punching them. Otherwise, add your melee.
I got a 12 and -1, so it'll be 11.
Okay. So a good solid hit. Can you roll damage for your weapon if you're using one?
2 damage.
2 damage. Okay. They don't have any defense, or at least no armor. What weapon are you using?
It's a stick with some metal on the end of it.
Oh, the staff. Okay. So you rush to the edge of the torchlight and lash out with your staff, and the heavy end of it crashes into something out there in the darkness, and you hear a sibilant hiss as something shrieks in pain and scurries back. Does Soraya want to go yet, or still want to hold on?
Soraya is going to swing her spear, or stab her spear into the closest thing that's near her. Monster,
Okay.
preferably.
So you're moving to... Well, you're carrying the torch, so... Alright, you shift your grip on your spear and move up close to where Dagfari is. And in the expanding light of the torch, you can see squat, white-skinned creatures with large, glittering red eyes, filed down, sharp teeth, and long, hooked claws. They're vaguely humanoid. They're human enough to have shame, because they're wearing loincloths, but otherwise they're horrifying, like half men, half bat creatures. They're small. They look somewhat starved. All their muscles and bones are showing, but they're pretty horrific. One of them is nursing a big bulging wound on the side of its head where it got smacked. Do you have a preference for which one you want to attack, or do you just want to stab?
I want to attack the hurt one.
Okay. Make a spear attack roll.
Okay.
No penalty, because you got the light.
And it's just 1d6 or 2d6?
2d6 plus melee,
Okay.
and add your agility as well to hit.
I don't have any agility. But I got an 11.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll damage for the weapon.
Okay. And that's a 2.
Okay. You strike out at the already wounded creature, and it's unable to see you clearly as one eye's swollen shut, and you stab it between the ribs. It collapses with another hiss amongst its brethren. The remaining ones swarm forward over you and Dag.
No! Dag! Soraya!
3 of them go for Soraya, 2 of them go for Dag. Alright, what is Soraya's defense?
Her defense is a 0.
Okay, so they need a 9 to hit you.
Oh wait, I just saw something. I suffer no penalty for fighting in darkness, and also, I assume a leaf spear is a Malachite fighting spear.
Yeah.
Then I roll 3 dice and take the 2 highest when I attack.
Okay, let me just check your character sheet.
Those are the 2 boons I have.
Yes. So, yeah. Remember that for future.
Yep.
So we're playing with the rule that you have to remember things for them to take effect. Okay, so 2 of them sort of leap forward. One moment they seem like men running on their hind legs. Next moment they seem like apes running on all fours. It lets them move with tremendous speed and close in on you and attack. So damage. Okay, what's your armor rating?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't think I have one. Because I don't have an armor.
Okay. Take a total of 7 lifeblood of damage then,
Okay.
as they rip into your flesh. Yeah, you don't have any armor.
Lifeblood.
I know. They're pretty vicious once they get hold of you. Right, and what's Dag's defense?
0.
0. Okay. And what's your armor?
D6 minus 2, I believe. Yeah, D6 minus 2, max 3 defense.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I calculated the damage wrong, so you can have 2 health back for Soraya.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. And can you roll Dagfari's armor twice, please?
Two and 0.
Okay. So yeah, 2 of them pile onto you, biting at you at the joints in your armor, trying to gnaw at the tendons and so on beneath. Take 2 hit points of damage, 2 lifeblood. Okay, so Kamal, from back near the wagon and well lit by her own torch, you see Soraya getting ripped and clawed at from all directions, and Dagfari also struggling with 2 of these weird little white bat creature things.
Throwing caution to the wind, I charge them with a mighty God's teeth, demons!
All right.
And just charge and, attack the very close, the ones that are trying to kill the lady.
Of course. Okay, make an attack roll. So that will be 2d6 plus your agility plus your melee.
2d6 plus 2 plus 2.
Nice.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Nice. Okay, so that's a hit. Roll damage.
Yeah, so that's d6 plus strength. My strength is 0, so that's d6. 2 points of slashing with my scimitar.
2 points. Okay. You slash and cut at the back of one of them as Soraya sort of wheels around and around, trying to get them off her in any way that she can. It doesn't fall.
Can I grab Soraya and throw her away and interpose myself and take her place, kind of thing?
Does Soraya concede to that happening?
Yes.
Okay. Then make a strength roll.
2d6 plus 0 plus awesome for being a pirate. Ooh, 6 and 5.
Okay. Yeah, so you grab Soraya and pull her back out of the reach of these creatures and take her place, facing down the three of them.
Yep.
Right, new turn.
Luckily,
Soraya.
poison on me. So I still have poison on me, so I am going to dip the end of my spear and my dagger in the vial of or container of poison, and
That'll be really all you can do because you've got to juggle the torch as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
So he's got to wedge the spear under one arm and get your vial of poison and dribble it on that and on the blade of your dagger. But then the poisons are on there ready for use next turn.
Yes.
Okay, Dag, you've got two of these little pale-skinned buggers on you.
Can I use a hero point to try and throw both of them off of me at the wall, or the floor, or any hard surface?
Yeah. So spend the hero point, and then I'll let you make 2 brawl attacks. And provided they succeed, you can throw them off you.
Okay. Well, the first brawl attack is definitely a fail. I got 2 and a 1, so I'm not even going to bother adding them.
Okay, and the second one?
The same again, a 2 and a 1. I'm the worst barbarian ever.
Okay, yeah. Well, you could spend hero point to re-roll both of those.
1 hero point or 2 hero points?
One hero point, because I let you spend a hero point for 2 attacks. So.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so re-roll both.
So I got a 7 on the first one. I'm assuming I can't use Barbarian as a skill on that.
No, you can for that one, because you're doing a dirty attack and you're spending hero points.
It'd be an 8, which is a fail anyway.
Okay. But the second attack?
That one's a 7, so...
So that's 8 again. So it's still a failure, but an heroic failure. Okay.
Flail around trying to remove them from.
You flail around trying to remove them, and getting a bit dizzy. But they sort of jump off you to reassess where they want to be and who they want to attack next. Right. And Kamal was trying to be a hero, so this time all of them en masse pounce on Kamal.
Aha! Bow before Prince Kamal!
What's your defense?
Uno.
Okay.
In typical barbarian fashion, I'm wearing boots and bracers.
But it does give you some protection.
And pants, I assume.
Well, presumably.
Oh yes, a defensive.
Oh, so, yeah, and you got very light armor, which I didn't write down what that does, but that is D6 minus 2 armor.
So when you do your damage, I roll that.
Yeah, but let's see who hits you first.
Okay.
So miss.
The gods are with me.
Hit. Oh, Grim drops the dice on the floor. Oh, and a calamitous failure for one of them. Okay. So while they're swarming to attack you, sort of jumping on you one by one and missing or being flung off, one of them leaps into Dagfari's whirling elbows as he's trying to throw the other creatures off him. Can you roll a D2 and add your strength, Dag.
For a D2.
Yeah, so 1 to 3 is 1, 4, 5, 6 is 2.
That'll be a 4.
Okay. Right. This one that leaps to try and attack Kamal and catches your elbow in the face. There's a sickening crunch as his neck snaps, and his body falls lifeless and staring to the rock floor. So more by luck than judgment, you did manage to kill one. Okay, Kamal, meanwhile, takes 3 lifeblood damage minus your armor from
So I
the
rolled
attack.
D6 and subtract 2.
Yep.
I rolled a 3, so that's 1. So I take 1 less than what you said.
Yeah, so you take 2.
2 life bread.
Yeah.
1, 2.
So you manage to dodge and twist and dive around most of them, or sort of bat them away with the flat of your sword. But one of them manages to land a blow and rakes his filthy claws across your belly.
Their hairs draw the blood of my royal blood. He will die first.
Right, new turn. Soraya with her poisoned spear.
Yes. She is going to rush forward and stick the pointy end of the spear in the soft end of one of the monsters.
Okay, make an attack roll. And you're using your leaf spear, so that's 3 dice.
Yep.
Take the 2
And I
highest.
also have no penalties in darkness.
Yeah,
But it doesn't really matter right now.
not while you're carrying the torch, no.
Yeah. So I got a 4 and a 5, so that is a 9. And hold on, I gotta open up that tab. Okay, so I add my brawl of 2. And my strength
Melee.
of 1. Oh, I don't have that then.
So plus 0 then.
But then do I add my strength?
You add your agility because you're rolling to hit.
Okay, so it's just a 9.
Yeah. So you're better at throwing your spear than stabbing people with it.
Yeah.
But still, that's a hit. Roll damage. So that's the weapons damage plus your strength.
Why do I keep rolling so low for damage? I rolled a 2 damage. Again.
And you add an extra d3 for the poison onto that.
Oh, okay. Actually, I have a d3 right here. That's 1 point of damage for poison.
So that's 3 total, yeah? Okay, you move back into the battle holding the torch aloft so that you can see further around you. And deftly, with one arm, stab the spear forward and catch one of the disgusting creatures across its thigh. It falls to the ground, frothing at the mouth, more from the poison than the wound.
The vasty monster.
Aye, filth. Dag.
These things are small, right?
Yeah, they're maybe 4.5 feet tall.
Can I pick one up and try and hit another one with it?
Yep.
Grab it by the leg and swing it around.
Okay, so first thing to do will be to grab the first one, so make a strength brawl attack.
That's an 11.
Okay, it's a hit. Roll a d2 and add your strength.
It's 4.
4. Okay. Right. You reach out and you grab one of them by the throat. Your steely, peasant-hard fingers piercing and crunching through cartilage. Something snaps and it goes limp in your hands. You can start using it as a club next turn. It didn't even have a chance to say harder, Daddy.
Uh-oh.
That leaves 2. But they seem determined to fight to the death for some reason. And they continue to try and claw and pummel Kamal, because he's already there, so why not? That's a miss. That's a miss. Okay, so yeah, you're just twisting and turning and dancing between their blows. They seem to be sort of squinting and shying away from the torch, like they don't like the light. Maybe that's why they're missing you. And it's Kamal's go.
I will press the attack.
Go for it.
Plus 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Nice. That's very much a hit. Roll damage.
B6 plus nothing. 5.
Okay. So as one of them misses and overextends itself, you whirl round and lash with your scimitar and cleave clean through its side, clear to the spine, rupturing several internal organs. Its guts spill out as it falls squirming to the ground, soon still.
Yes! Bow before Prince Kamal, infidel!
Right, the remaining one looks panicked, because there is only one left. Soraya.
Soraya, noticing the monsters are upset at the light of the fire, is going to push the end of the torch with a fire on it towards the monster to get it to run.
Okay. Okay, I'll adjudicate that when it comes to its go. So Dag, you're holding one dead thing, whatever they are.
I'm going to crush my enemy with my enemy.
So you're going to beat the other thing to death with this dead thing.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's a melee attack, right?
It's more of an improvised sort of brawl attack, I think. So strength plus brawl. And you can add your barbarian to this attack as well.
Well, I got a double 1, and I'm going to let that stand since there's only one monster left.
Yeah, okay. Well, that is a calamitous failure. Right. So you're holding the thing by the throat, you bring it up, ready to attack its friend with it, and its body sort of falls back on itself and kicks you in the back of the head. So you take 2 lifeblood of damage, minus your armor if you want to roll it.
My armor has failed me.
Okay, so you take 2 lifeblood of damage, essentially kicking yourself in the back of the head. The remaining creature turns its back upon you and flees into the darkness.
Oh,
Does Kamal wish to press the pursuit?
Of course, I don't want to bring you back more. Thanks for the suggestion, Rethorn. But as a pirate, I know you never let your enemies get away from you, unless you want them to spread your fame.
Okay, so you pursue into the darkness. Make your attack roll at -1, because you're out of the torchlight.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. -1 is 11.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll damage.
Oof, 1 plus nothing is 1.
Okay, you cut at it. You feel your blade hit something, but then it's vanished into the dark, and you can hear the sounds of a lot more of them around you.
Oh, then run back to the torchlight.
Yeah, run back to the safety of the torch. Okay, you have a moment's respite from battle, but all around you, you can hear cries and munching noises and more of those piercing whistle sounds.
More are coming. We must seek shelter or a way to escape.
Is there like some kind of opening into the walls of the crevasse that we can like clamber into?
So you've got blind fighting, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your senses can pierce the darkness a little better, and the faint torchlight, while it's blinding up close, if you hold it out of your vision and give your eyes a moment to adjust. So around the edges of this cavernous chamber, there are looming tall scaffolds made of, you think, bone and hair lashed together, ancient recovered wood and bits of stone. And it looks like these scaffolds have been used to reach the surface and to thin it, to sort of open it up so it could collapse and swallow the wagons. This was a pit trap on a gigantic scale.
Wow. Evil monkeys are smarter than I thought.
We shouldn't have hunted them. They're coming for us.
I told you.
There's a horde of the fiends with eyes like rubies and fangs as sharp as blades, clinging to these scaffold structures, and others scattered around you in the dark, feasting on your dead friends. But behind the constructions, you can just about barely make out the mouths of black tunnels, yawning, gaping rents in the rocky fabric of the cavern. Some of them look natural, or some of them look like demolished, but some of them, they have brickwork on them, the sign that mortal hands have forged these tunnels in the earth.
Oh. So we back our way to one of the brickwork ones, while trying to light anything I can on fire.
I'm gonna look. Do I see any of the remains of the wagon that I can throw the torch onto?
Then you wouldn't have a torch with you.
Yeah, that's true. But it would distract monsters. Wouldn't it?
It might.
You could set fire to a wagon without throwing the torch on it.
That's true.
True.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, yeah, you managed to catch light to the rags and humble belongings that were in the back of the wagon, at least what remains in the wreck of it, and fire quickly starts to spread from bit to bit. Sooner or later, the dry old wood that makes up the wagons will catch as well and form a blazing bonfire. But for now, it's just catching up.
Head for the scaffolds.
Okay.
Those monster things are on the scaffolds, right?
Yeah, but the only way out, the only tunnels to anywhere else are beyond the scaffolds.
Yes, we gotta go to those brickwork tunnels.
So setting fire to the scaffolds would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Okay, so you make your way rapidly towards the tunnels, nursing your various wounds.
Trying to rouse it if it's still alive. And
you see one person briefly enter the circle of your torchlight, dragging a broken leg, and then he's yanked back into the darkness by pale, taloned hands.
He owed me money.
Right.
Run, crewmates, run!
As you approach the scaffolds, they start to hurl rocks at you. Can you each make a defense roll, please? Agility plus defense.
Okay. I don't believe I have either of those.
Plus 1 is 3.
Yep, I don't have either of those. So
wait, you rolled a double 1? OG.
No, I rolled 2 plus 1 is 3.
Oh, okay.
5 plus 3, so...
I rolled a 2 and a 1, so a 3.
Yeah, I got a 2 and a 1 as well.
Okay, so everybody gets hit. Right. Dagfari takes 2 lifeblood minus your armor. Kamal takes 2 lifeblood minus his armor.
Ooh, it absorbs 2.
And Soraya takes 3 lifeblood and doesn't have any armor.
Yep. I really need to get a chainmail bikini or something.
You're pelted with hurled rocks from the creatures up on the scaffold as you run. They seem to be able to see in the darkness pretty well, all things considered. When you get to the tunnel, you see glittering red eyes coming down from the scaffold, and a handful of the beasts have interposed themselves between you and the brickwork tunnel.
Oh.
You'll have to fight your way past them.
We'll rush our way through.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I named these things Troglogs, so it gives me something to call them, rather than having to come up with descriptions for the creatures constantly. You know what they look like. Little pale Batmen.
Yeah.
Like,
They look like Batboy from the Weekly World News.
yeah, pretty much. that's pretty accurate. Okay, roll initiative. It's D6 plus your agility.
6.
Nice.
2.
2.
Okay, and the Troglog's got 2 as well. And heroes should go before baddies. So, right, Kamal. You see their eyes in the darkness as the torch approaches them, and then suddenly they're plunged into the light. About a handful of them, maybe 5, crouched, ready to fight.
No, I scream a battle cry and charge them and try and bull rush an opening through them with my scimitar.
Go for it.
God's teeth!
It's not going to have any left by the end of this.
So, let's see. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 for my rush.
Okay, and roll damage.
D6 plus nothing is 4.
Okay, you go charging forward and hack one through its open mouth as it hisses at you, cutting right the way through and lopping the top off its head. It's very dead.
All right.
Behind this rank of creatures, you can see a wounded one who looks like the one you wounded in the back, pointing at you and excitedly.
I have no time for personal vendetta as I try and hold the opening so the other two can get through.
Okay, Dag.
I'm gonna give him my war cry and swing my stick at him.
Okay, so that gives you 3 dice. Pick the 2 highest for your attack.
I've got 7 plus melee attacks, that'll be 9.
Yeah. And your agility.
My agility's 0.
Okay. But that's more than 9, so you hit. Roll damage.
1.
Add your strength.
In that case, 3.
3. Okay, you roar in their face, charge forward, and smash your pole into the side of one's head. It sort of tumbles to one side and picks itself up, squinting with its eye half hanging out of its socket. Soraya?
I am going to move forward and use whatever is left of the poison on my spear to stick the other Morlock with.
Troglog.
Legally distinct.
Okay, make an attack roll. Now let's see. You've got 3 dice anyway for using that spear. And then we've had the war cry. So, what the hell? I'm going to house rule it. Roll 4d6 and take the 2 highest.
Awesome. That is a 16.
You didn't roll a double 6?
I rolled a 6 and 2 5s.
Okay. Well, that's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh wait,
an
no,
extra D.
my bad. It's a 6 and a 5. You said 2 dice, not 3. My bad. It's
No, I said 4 dice. Take the 2 highest.
Yeah, I took the 3 highest. My bad.
Okay. So what'd you get?
I got an 11.
Still a hit. Okay. Roll damage plus an extra D3 for the poison.
Okay. That is 2 damage and 3 poison. So 5.
Okay. You lunge forward. Your leaf spear opens up his chest, cutting deep and splaying the wound open with the unique design of its spear tip, and delivering the poison right into his blood system around his heart. He just freezes up and falls off the end of your spear. Right, and it's their go. They are going to dogpile Kamal again because he's the one that's the most forward and trying to open up a gap. However, they have to roll 3 dice and take the 2 lowest because of the war cry. Okay. Kamal is struck twice, taking 2 damage from the first hit
Ooh.
and 3 damage from the second hit.
Now my armor absorbs the first one. And the second one. I rolled 5 on both.
Hmm.
So that's 3. So, yep. Ding, ting. Bounces off the bracers.
And the wounded one from before tries to flee further away, and in his panic slips on his friend's guts and cracks his head on the floor.
This coin is lucky!
Yes, guess who rolled a botch? Alright, new turn. Kamal. There are 3 left upright.
Continue to hold the line so Dagger and Soroya can get through. So I will try and, do some fancy scimitar, maybe slice some knees off. 5 plus 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Nice. That's a hit. Damage.
D6 plus nothing is 4.
Okay. You slash about yourself and open one from his throat to his crotch. Messy and very, very dead. Dag, there are 2 left.
Forward, crew!
But they don't look like they're ready to flee. What do you want to do?
Well, we better crush them. Yeah, that's not going to crush them. I got 2 and a 1 again.
Ah, okay. So you at least your shouting is scary. They're frightened and seem like they might run away soon, but they seem more afraid of something that's behind them than you. But yeah, the way that they're dodging and backing away, you don't manage to land a strike. Soraya?
I am going to go towards the last one. I think there's 1 left, right?
There's 2 left. One's
Okay,
the one with the massive head wound with his eye hanging out. The other one is untouched.
I'm going to go to the one that's untouched and stab him with my spear again.
Okay, 3 dice. Take the 2 highest.
Mm-hmm. That is a 7.
So that's a miss. So
Yep.
yeah, you stab the air and it moves around the blow and dodges. So the wounded one is going to keep attacking Kamal. The unwounded one has taken exception to Soraya jabbing at him with a spear. So Kamal first. That is pitiful. His claws just rake the air and miss where you were standing. Soraya, however, that's a hit. So you take 2 damage.
I'm down to 1 lifeline.
Okay. Don't worry, you can get some back
I know.
soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You have to throw up your arms, even though you're holding the spear to cover your face as it comes after you. After all, you don't want it to leave scars on your face, but it does lacerate your forearms and rips off one of your bangles.
Of course, there could be some kind of ancient sorcerer king medicine that you can just put on scars on your face and.
Could well be, but it probably does something horrible to your soul. Alright, new turn.
Nice.
Kamal, there is the horribly wounded one,
Yes.
which has been trying to kill you, and there's the one attacking Soraya.
Ooh, double 1s.
Oops. Do you want to spend a hero point to re-roll that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, that's a hit. Damage.
0. D6 plus nothing is 4.
Okay. You put the wounded creature out of its misery. No one wants to live with an eyeball hanging on their cheek for the rest of their lives. So you lop off its arms at the elbows, and it rapidly bleeds out on the stone floor, leaving just 1. Dag.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you. I'm not sure these things have women.
Walk softly and carry a big iron-bound stick. Okay, make your attack roll.
I've rolled an 8 plus my melee, so that'll be a 10.
Yep, that's a hit. Roll damage plus strength.
3.
Okay. Right, you clout it hard with the iron-bound end of your staff and feel its ribs splinter like firewood underneath the blow, but it just lays on the ground and lifts up one clawed hand as if begging for mercy as it tries to breathe. Does Soraya allow it mercy or finish it off?
No mercy for this monster.
Okay, don't need to roll. You just drive your spear into it, pin it to the ground, brace your dainty foot against its chest, and pull the spear out of the chest. Right, the way is clear into the tunnels.
Yes, seek shelter.
Okay, you duck into the tunnel. You can see that this was worked stone at some point. You know, there's bricks, but it's been caked with filth and dirt by the centuries. There are cobwebs at the very top because all these creatures are quite short, so you end up brushing through those. The sounds of slaughter and combat continue behind you, and you can see the flickering light of the burning wagon. Tunnels. Where did I put my description of the tunnels? It's a labyrinth of twisting passageways and eerie burrows, some hewn from ancient stone and lined with brickwork, the carvings on their walls lost to time but no less ominous. Others are nature's own handiwork, deep fissures and cracks forged into the earth's bowels through the ages. And then there are those crudely gouged into the stone, narrow and low-ceilinged, the handiwork of the pale fiends that haunt these tunnels. You have no idea where anything is, but are you following any principles as you make your way through these tunnels?
The brick ones, the ones that were carved by men,
Yeah.
Okay.
or the gods that built this place.
Who's taking the lead?
I'll take the lead if someone can hand me the torch.
Yeah, I'll help Soraya. She's bleeding all over the place.
Quite horribly wounded. Yeah. Okay. Can you make a mind roll, please, for Dagvari, finding his way following the brick passageways?
That's a 5.
Okay. You get hopelessly lost and turned around, unless you want to spend a hero point.
I'll spend a hero point if I can add it to his roll.
You can spend a hero point for him to make a reroll.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
It's an 8.
With any bonuses?
Oh.
I don't think being a barbarian, a slave, or a peasant really is going to help with finding.
No. I could stretch it to allow slave to, because maybe you worked in the tunnels under your masters.
Yeah, if you're happy to say that I worked in a mine.
I will, because a hero point was spent. Okay, so that you managed to stick to the brick tunnels, the more civilized ones, and eventually you find a little sort of cubby hidden away. Maybe it was once part of a cellar or something. You're not entirely sure what it was, but the brickwork remains and the stone drains in the floor, and you can hide out here for a moment to catch your breath.
Yes, see if we can fortify it and tend to the
And
wounded.
there's not really much to fortify it with, but you can at least hide back here in the shadows. So you can take a rest. You don't really have any provisions or anything, but you can have back half of the lifeblood you lost during those battles.
Okay, so that would be 6, I think.
So I lost 2, so I get 1 back, but then I have quick recovery.
Well, because I have 11, so I was just thinking half of 11.
Yeah. It's a heroic barbaric fantasy thing, so round up, yes, that'd be 6 back.
Oh, and then 1 and 1 is 2. I'm fine.
Got a bag of seeds, if they count as food, if anyone's hungry.
I mean, technically.
Technically, yeah. Maybe there's some sunflower seeds in there.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Okay, I need to get another drink, and we're almost halfway through. So let's take a 10-15 minute break.
Sure thing. Thank you very much.
Grab something to eat or drink and use the loo.
But I am having fun. I hope everyone knows.
Right, we will be back in 15 minutes or so.
Yep.
Mute yourselves, please. And we should be back.
Yep.
Unmute.
Welcome back.
Okay. So, to recap, you were fleeing your newfound homeland, which was destroyed. And on your way back to your various homes, you ended up traveling through the mysterious jungle of Ko. Various shenanigans to do with monkeys and parrots, and then the ground opened up underneath the refugee caravan, and you plummeted into the earth along with all the other refugees. Presumably, everyone else has been killed because these dark tunnels beneath the earth are rife with little white troglogs, bat boys, with sharp, pointy teeth and claws. You, having miraculously been largely unharmed by the plummet into the earth, fought your way through them into the tunnels beyond, because it seemed like they actually dug this as an enormous pit trap. And by following the more brickwork tunnels, you found your way to a little tucked away space, a room to hide. Troglogs is what I've called them. It is a amalgamation of troglodyte and Morlock. So, you've hidden out, you've tended your wounds, bound the worst of them, gotten your breath back. What is the plan from here?
Get to the surface.
Yeah, normally I'd say follow water, or I guess since there is none, we can follow the smoke, because it'll try and escape through,
That's true.
you know.
So
Well,
the
from the
tunnels
big
are relatively flat, or do they lead upwards at all?
You were kind of running and hiding, so you didn't really pay too much attention. But when you explore them a bit further, you can find out. Most of the smoke from the fires back in the main chamber will just go up and out through the great cleft in the earth that they left. I mean,
Do we
their
still have our
scaffolds.
torch, or we lost that.
Sorry, what?
Do we still have our torch, or did we lose that in the running?
It's guttering and it will be going out soon. Plus, it would probably give away your position while you're hiding. So you might want to put it out and relight it later.
Okay.
You've probably got more oils and things you can replenish the torch.
Is there anything in this cubby we can use to make another torch?
There's not really much of anything in here. There's these drainage holes in the floor, but they're all clogged with detritus, like bits of tree root and so on. You could bind that together with some more ripped cloth or something to help fuel your torch. But Soraya's probably still got some more very expensive perfumed oils that could burn as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it smells nice.
Yeah. Well, at least if we're gonna die, we'll smell nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll keep the insects away. Okay, well, the drainage things give me hope that there's some sort of egress around here that we can use. So I guess
Maybe we can pull the drainage cap off and climb through.
is it person sized or is it teeny
I don't
sized?
know. That's why I'm asking.
You don't know. You'll have to lift the drain covers off.
Who wants to do that?
Well, me and Dag will do it. You're still got holes in you.
I'm a big, strong barbarian.
Yeah. Who's the strongest out of you two? Who's got the highest strength score?
Mine's 2, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, 2.
Mine's 0.
Okay, so with Kamal helping you, Dagfari can roll 3d6, add his strength bonus, and his barbarian level.
Am I taking the 2 highest on this?
Take the 2 highest, yeah.
I got 9.
Okay, so just barely the two of you managed to lift this heavy stone drain cover off, and below it's absolutely stuffed with bits of root, dirt, dry dead leaves, the occasional fragment of bone, but it's completely clogged up.
Well, you know what we can do? Light it on fire. It's a way to clear it out.
And not possibly smoke us out, but okay.
Yeah, true. But it is an idea.
Might take a while to burn through all of that.
Yeah,
Roots take a long time to burn.
yeah.
It'll be easier just to follow this passageway and hope these people, our ancestors, built a way out of this.
Yep.
God's forsaken pit.
Let's
To
do
smell
that.
the ocean air again.
Okay, so you want to creep out of your hidey hole and follow the tunnel some more?
Yes.
I quite like it.
Okay.
Dark and dank. It feels like home.
Let's see, sneaking type rolls. So 2d6, agility, and professions like assassin or hunter. Oh, that was just some dice. Assassin or hunter or anything else that would help you be a bit sneaky.
Okay.
Could I leverage Dancer and Assassin to work together?
No, but you can use whichever's highest.
Okay, they're both the same, so I'll just use Assassin.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I got a 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I got an 8.
Right, so the ones below 9 are a failure. So let's see.
I think the only thing I've succeeded at in this session is stabbing the monsters.
Okay, you start hearing sounds like the beating of drums or stones being tapped against the sides of the tunnel and echoing through it. And they seem to be getting louder and closer.
From ahead of
But
us?
we
or
know
behind?
which way not to go.
You can't really tell which direction they're coming from because they're echoing around in all the tunnels. But you're sticking to the civilized looking path anyway, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Make mind and sort of any career that's kind of to do with tricks or traps or ploys, that kind of thing.
I would argue that
tactics, that would be
both
soldier.
Dancer and Assassin could work for that.
Assassin can. Soldier, that makes sense because you're watchful for ambushes and things.
I tried.
10.
I tried. I tried.
I got another 8.
And I'm going to roll again. That is an 8 as well.
Okay. Kamal is getting the impression that these sounds are coming from like behind and to your sides, like they're herding you towards something.
No. Then I will try to lead us away from whatever they're hurting us to.
Well, that's the way you're already going is where they're trying to herd you towards.
Oh, well then.
If you're to go against where they're trying to herd you towards, you'll definitely end up running into whoever it is that's making these noises.
Well then, let's keep going forward.
At least you know that it's potentially a trap. Okay. The tunnels start to get cleaner and better maintained. Every so often they open up into sort of crossroads where tunnels crisscross each other, and here there are statues, but the statues, you don't recognise the gods or heroes that they're meant to be, have had their faces chiselled off.
Crom.
He laughs at you from his mountain.
Yes.
So the noises continue to get closer and more frantic and seem to sound more numerous. Echoing this way and that through the tunnels.
Keep moving forward.
Okay. The sound quality starts to change and you can feel the warmer air from the tunnels sort of breezing past you towards where you're heading.
Oh yes, we'll definitely follow the warmth.
Yeah.
Okay, through the spider-haunted halls where webs of mist sway, a grand passage opens up, choked with ancient lore carved into every stone and brick. Gigantic pillars of stone, etched with the visage of unspeakable beasts, loom high up towards the murky ceiling of the cavern, and down a cyclopean staircase, a lost city faintly glows in ghostly radiance, its distant palace towers piercing the eternal darkness, yearning for the scorching rays of the sun's kiss which will never come. Between you and this staircase is a Troglog, but unlike the others that you've thus far encountered. If I can find the description of it. I actually bothered to write descriptions ahead of time.
Cool.
For once. Mark well, ye who dwell in the light, for here is a monster of nightmares, a beast of pale skin and unbreakable spirit, a creature of rippling muscle and scarred flesh. This is a leader amongst its kin, a terror of the darkness that lurks within the subterranean depths. With its senses honed and its instincts sharp, this monster moves with swift and deadly grace. Its claws are sharp as razors, its teeth as long as a hunter's blade, and when it unleashes its fury upon its prey, the results are nothing short of devastating. But it is not just its strength that makes this creature so fearsome, it is the hunger that drives it, an unquenchable thirst for flesh that cannot be sated. It is a hunter of the night, stalking its prey with a brutal ferocity that knows no bounds. It is a monster beyond compare, a beast of unbridled fury and unrestrained violence. And should you cross its path, may the gods have mercy on your soul. It seems this one, as tall as a man of the surface, a true man. It's covered in scars, has an enormous belly, thick with fat, much longer claws, and sharper teeth, and seems to be a leader from amongst its people. It beats its chest and stalks towards you.
Soraya looks to see if there's any poison left on her spear.
No, the poison on your spear is all oxidized or wiped off on the creatures, but your dagger still gleams with its poisonous oil.
Do I have any more poison I can put on the spear?
No.
Damn it.
I beat my chest and yell at it.
Yes. I step forward and say, "This is mine!"
Is that a war cry, or are you just shouting at it?
Both.
I don't have
Okay.
the ability, but he does.
Right, it roars back at you, gobbets of spittle and phlegm flying off its teeth. Okay, roll initiative, please. D6 plus your agility.
Okay.
1
I
plus
got a
2 is
4.
3.
That's a 1 again.
So what did Kamal get?
I got a 3.
Okay. And Dag?
I got a 4.
Okay.
Did you
Okay,
deliberately give the peasant a name that means sheep shit?
No. Alright, so you roar at him, he roars at you, and then runs forward directly at you, having just beaten you out a bit on initiative.
No problem.
Nice.
Right, what is Dag's defense? What's Dag's defense?
0. Could I
0.
spend a hero point to try and take his head off as he runs at me?
Well, it'll be your go next, so you can spend hero points to try and get a good result.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, So, let's see. He hits, running directly into you, barging you with his shoulder and biting into your upper thigh. You take 4 points of damage minus your armor. And it's Dag's go.
Well, I'm going to spend my hero point and try and smack him in the head really, really hard.
Okay,
I'm not happy that he's bitten into my thigh. He didn't ask permission first. And, only my wife gets to do that. I got 12.
In total, yeah?
Yeah.
If you spend the hero point, you can turn that success into a mighty success.
Oh, that was using a hero point to roll 3 dice. Can I spend another one to get it as a mighty success?
Yeah, I don't think you can spend a hero point to roll with 3 dice. But you just can turn a success into a mighty success, so you probably would have succeeded anyway, so don't spend another point, but just call it a mighty success. So, on a mighty success in combat, you do maximum damage. So, what is the maximum damage of your strike?
It would be d6 plus strength, is that right?
Yeah.
So max would be 8.
8 damage, okay. He gets armor. So you do 5 damage to him. Okay. So as he's sort of carrying you back with his teeth in your thigh and his arms around you, you take the opportunity to drive your staff repeatedly into the top of his skull until he drops you and moves back, shaking his head. As he shakes his head, you see that around his neck he has a pendant of some kind. What looks like a gigantic tooth that has been carved into a skull shape.
I want that necklace.
Kamal?
Charge him! Prince Kamal claims this land!
So as he's shaking off the effect of being brained several times, you come in from the side. Roll your attack.
13.
13. Okay, that's definitely a hit. Roll damage.
1 paper cut.
That's in total.
Yep. I have no strength, so yes, 1.
Okay. You drive your blade against his flesh, but maybe it's been dulled slightly from hacking down all those other troglogs. But whatever the reason, his thick hide, his scarred flesh, it cuts like a crease in his skin, but doesn't seem to draw blood. Damn, need to sharpen it.
Yep. Well,
right. Soraya?
Oh, I'm going to throw my spear at the giant Troglog.
Okay. So you get 3 dice because you're using your spear.
That is an 8 plus 1. Do I add any bonuses?
Your agility
0, so it's an 8.
and your missile weapon bonus.
And I don't think there is a missile weapon. There's range.
You might say ranged.
Yeah, so it's 10.
10. Okay, that's a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. And I also add the poison damage, right?
Yeah, D3. No, it's worn off on the spear.
Oh,
It's on your dagger.
I thought I put more. Oh yeah, you said I didn't have any more.
Didn't have any more, yeah. So just the spear damage.
4 damage.
Okay. Okay. Right. So he kind of ignores Kamal, shakes his head, shakes off the stunning from being hit in the head, sees your spear hurtling towards him, brings up his arm. Your spear hits into the flesh, and he just pulls it out, throws the spear to the floor, shakes the blood off, and howls angrily.
I tried, guys.
All anybody could ask.
Right. What's Kamal's defense?
1. Defensive 1.
Okay. Right. It lashes out at Kamal with one great big clawed hand with gnarled knuckles and rakes its claws across his cheek for 4 points of damage.
D6 minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. My armor absorbs nothing. 4 points of damage.
Yeah, so you take a nasty cut across the face. Messed up those good looks.
Bye, beast.
Dag.
So I want his necklace, so I'm going to grab it, and as I do, I'm going to headbutt him and say, mine.
Okay. Strength plus brawl plus barbarian.
Oh, I got 7.
So that's a miss.
So
Okay.
I guess I just lightly brush my head against his and look him in the eye,
And slowly kiss.
caress his chest as I try to like this.
You grab for this thing around his neck and miss. And that's that. Kamal.
Rest my attack, such as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. 6 and a 5.
So that's 11. Not
11
bad.
plus 2 for agility is 12, 13. Plus 1 from melee is 14.
Yeah.
So 14.
Damage.
D6 plus nothing is 2. 2.
2 damage. Okay, and his flesh stops it all again. It's your blade just cuts against this mass of scar tissue and gristle and doesn't cut anything
They
vital.
do work better on horseback, these scimitars. It's like
They do. Soraya,
I
spearless.
am going to throw my last weapon at it because it is poisoned.
Okay. And because you're better at throwing things.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
only 2 dice.
Mm-hmm. And it's my dagger. So it does D3 damage. That's 11 to hit.
So, plus your agility,
Which
plus
would be,
your ranged weapons bonus.
That's 13.
Yeah, so it's definitely a hit. Roll damage.
Okay. What's the poison? Is the poison damage still a D6 or is it
Still D3, yeah.
Okay. So that's 2 damage from the dagger and 1 damage from the poison.
Okay. Right. The dagger hits into his bulky shoulder muscle and sticks there in a couple of inches into the flesh. And you can see black veins spreading out from where the poison struck. And his arm hangs a little. He looks a bit groggy. Right. He pulls back away from you all, shaking his head, trying to shake off the grogginess, lifts the skull thing on the chain, puts it to his lips, and blows, and it emits an unearthly screaming sound.
I think now is when we run.
Dag.
Well, I want that necklace even more now. It makes a horrible noise. I'm going to attempt to grab it again.
Okay. Might want to consider a hero point this time, but yeah. So same as before.
Oh yeah, that's a much better roll. That's 7 before any modifiers, so...
I'm imagining the sound of the whistle. It sounds like the Aztec death whistle.
Yeah.
11.
Okay, that's a hit. Do you want to spend a hero point to make it a mighty success?
I would like to spend my final hero point to do that, yeah.
Okay, so maximum damage. So that's D2, I think, for melee attacks. Yes, it's D2. So 2 plus your strength bonus.
So that will be 4 points of damage.
4 points.
More importantly, do I have a fancy new necklace?
Yeah. Okay, you grab the thing, sort of pull yourself up by it, headbutt him, and he lets go, and you drop back down, and the thong that ties it around his neck snaps, and you're left holding the whistle.
Awesome.
And his nose is considerably broader than it was now across his face. Kamal.
Continue to whittle him away. Double sixes. Is that good?
That's already a mighty success.
Then I will.
If you spend a hero point, you can upgrade it to a legendary success.
I will spend a hero point to upgrade it to a legendary success.
Okay, so it's an automatic hit.
Yes.
Legendary success. Legendary success against a powerful NPC does maximum damage, which is
Maximum damage is 6. Can I shatter his kneecap?
what? 6 plus 6.
Oh, okay. 6
Yeah.
plus 6?
And add an extra d6.
Okay. 1.
And add your strength.
0.
So it's a total of
6 plus 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13, plus 0 is nothing, so 13.
okay. Right.
He's
done
man
for.
size, he says, or taller than man size?
He's about man sized.
That was an eye. That was definitely an eye.
Okay. So yeah, as Dag drops down from grabbing the whistle, you slash across the back of his knees, and he drops down to them, and then you swing back around and stab the pointed end of your sword, which is thus far unblunted, through his eye and out the back of his skull.
Get off my land!
Because you've claimed it for yourself. Okay, he drops. The troglodytes that were following you through the tunnels sort of back away into the tunnels.
Start sawing that head off.
You hear loud flapping, fluttering sounds, and a swarm of albino bats emerges from the tunnels and swirls around in a circle above Dag.
Oh, the thing!
I'd like to blow my whistle at them.
Yeah, you do so. It emits that horrible shrieking sound, which they answer with their own piping, reedy shrieking. And they whirl in a tighter pattern above you.
Good to go, Bat Dag.
Do I seem to be commanding them in any way, or are they just...
Trained to respond.
They're not attacking you. They just seem to be flying in circles as if waiting for something.
I'm gonna yell out, "Go kill those troglogs!" and just see if they...
You don't think they speak common Lemurian?
Just point.
I'm a dumb barbarian peasant. I may not know, but I probably don't think.
Yeah. Did you point at the troglodytes when you said that?
Yeah. I'd point at them and be like, "Go kill those guys over there."
Okay. When you point, the swarm of bats descends upon the troglodytes and sends them running, screaming into the tunnels, pursued by bats.
Cool. I've got a bat whistle. Does anyone want to play with my bat whistle?
Maybe later, friend.
Right, so you have another respite while the bats chase everything off. There is this underground city laid out before you, but you've got a chance to rest, so you can have back half the damage you took from that encounter.
So even though I didn't take any damage, does that mean I can go up to my max?
No, it means you don't get anything back because you weren't hurt. But you can retrieve your spear and your dagger.
Yes, I will do that then.
Can I saw off the big guy's head?
You can.
Great.
So you have a big severed Troglog head.
Is there something around here I can hike it on? Flagpole?
No, there might be something down in the city, but otherwise you'll have to carry it around by the hair.
That's fine. I'll carry it around with the hair.
Does he have
Hold it
anything
in
else
front of me
worth
the next time
stealing?
they come at us. Alright. And we can claim this city, but first I think we should probably try and find a way out.
Okay, the city has a sort of very slight natural phosphorescence to it. Stronger where there are fungal growths on the ancient buildings. So you could do without the torch now if you want.
I think we'll hold on to it just to be safe.
Yeah, it's a resource we need to...
From the top of the steps and the pillars, which leads back through the tunnels that you came through, this whole underground city is laid out before you. You don't think it was built down here. There's signs of damage, cracks running through the streets, buildings toppled or shifted at crazy angles. It looks like it sank into the earth at some point in the distant past and was damaged in so doing. In the far distance, you can see the towers of a palace that seem relatively intact. That's right the way across the city at the far end. And its towers reach all the way up to the top of the cavern. There may be a way up to the surface through there.
Oh, okay.
Between you and the palace, there's an open square marketplace about halfway distant. There's a few other larger noteworthy buildings. A big square-shaped one that's kind of cracked slightly in the middle and shifted on both sides, that's surrounded by mist that sort of drifts off it in the faintly shifting breeze in the cavern. There's an amphitheatre over to one side, relatively intact again, but this time at a bit of an angle. And where some of the rows of houses and buildings are, there's cruder dwellings that have been built on top of and around those buildings. Look like they're made of leather and bone and not nice things, but you can't make them out too well from this distance.
Oh, the palace.
The palace, yeah.
Kamal, would you like a palace?
Of course!
There's a palace over there. We should claim it in your name.
I will claim a throne on my troubled brow.
We should probably also loot the fuck out of this town because it's been here for a while and probably has some treasure.
Yeah.
All the treasure will be in the palace. Or that weird building with the mist.
Yeah, that weird square building with the mist. Let's go and check that out. That's definitely not ominous and magic-y when there's mist in a
That's probably more like running
underground.
water.
Totally not cursed.
Yeah, it's probably just running water.
Can you make sneaking rolls again, please? You can have a bonus of +1 for all the cover that the streets give you.
Okay.
Is it 2d6?
2d6, yeah.
That is a 9.
9 plus 1 is 10 for me.
Oh yeah, it's 10 because it's +1.
I got an 8.
And you got no hero points left.
No, I mean, I'm not a sneaky person.
No.
I'm a bad
Okay,
Can I
so
add my dancer or assassin to it?
yes.
Okay, so that's a 12.
Okay, but Dag, he's a bull in a china shop. So you use the streets for cover as best you can, but you can't shake the feeling of being watched. Here and there, mushrooms sprout at the edges of buildings, or thick, furry, blue, slightly glowing mould spreads across the frontage. There are human bones in the gutters here and there, sometimes whole bodies, like mummies held together with leathery skin, trapped in an aspect of terror, as if something horrible happened to them and they got frozen in that position. Dag's boot kicks a skull down the cobbled street. It makes loud, echoing, clanking sounds, and then comes to a halt in the gutter at the end.
Soraya looks around and then sees Dag making all that noise, and she's like, "Oh fuck!"
Have I got my bats back?
No. Unfortunately, further use of the bat signal requires hero point expenditure. So
I have 2 hero points left.
I mean, I'm not going to get the bats back, but can I blow the whistle to try?
you can blow the whistle. It makes a loud, blood-curdling, shrieking sound that echoes out through the empty city, through its streets. If this was a film, you'd do camera angles of various desolate places around the town and hear the shriek coming from different sides of the stereo. And then you'd see red lights glittering in the darkness as many eyes open.
Reminds me of something like that, like if this was a Mayan city in 28 Days Later.
However, the first sign that anything has spotted you is when a roof tile is hurled with some accuracy and viciousness towards Dag and hits him square on the bonce for 3 points of damage.
Run for cover.
Did your armor stop any?
Yeah, it saved me 1 point. So
Okay. Yeah, so you're struck full on hard in the noggin with a roof tile. You're not far from that square building. If you run, you can probably make it there before more of these things show up.
Yeah, we should leg it.
Yep.
Okay. So you throw yourselves forward down the streets, zeroing in on the misty building. Because whatever these things are, even if they can see in the dark, they probably can't see through mist. As you stumble in through the stone arches at the front of the place, you discover that it must have once been a bathhouse. Once a bastion of hedonistic delight, it's now awash with steaming warm waters, rich with minerals, which have formed encrustations of brimstone on the once rich carvings. Carvings and pillars depict scenes of lascivious revelry and horror, reflecting the darkness of the minds that wrought them. There are obsidian mirrors that glint and gleam, capturing flickering shadows. And there are red stones, like rubies, set into the walls of the accursed chamber.
Ooh, rubies. Try those out. But where's the water coming from?
The water is seeping up from below
Ah.
and casting off this mist as it condenses. The walls are all clammy and damp.
Sarai is going to grab her dagger out of her sheath and go and pry out one of the rubies from the statue.
It takes a bit of effort. You can pop one of the stones out. It was the nipple on one of the statues.
Is there a door that we can close behind us and wedge something?
There probably once was a door. There are the rusted remnants of hinges and things left, but the door, the wood presumably, long since rotted away.
Anything we can move in front of it? A bench, knock over a pillar?
There's a couple of stone benches close to the pools that they've slid at the angle of the broken building and wedged up against the wall, but you should be able to drag them back into place and block them there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably block up the door.
Yes. Between the two of you, you manage to slide these big, heavy stone benches up and wedge them in the doorway.
Okay.
It's hard work, especially in the heat that's coming off this water.
Yeah,
But you managed to do it.
Right, now we can have a bath.
Yes, the healing water should help with your wound.
I mean, look at my face. It's covered in dirt.
Are you all going to avail yourself of the waters then? And prize out some more gemstones while you're here?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the best in life. Like having a nice hot bath and throwing out gemstones from tits.
Well, my experience as a former prince, these places usually have hidey holes and secret doors. So once those two are fully immersed in the healing waters, or healing up their many wounds, I will search for hidey holes and secret doors and other possible ways out. Because when I was told, my bathhouse.
Well, there can be a secret hidey hole if you want to spend a hero point.
I will spend a hero point.
Okay. So you all soak in the mineral-rich, sulphurous waters that bubble up from below, and prize out more rubies from various body parts of various statues. You can all have one lifeblood back for the healing effect of the waters.
I am fully healed.
And you've got a good couple of dozen good-sized red stones prized out of the walls.
Since we've got this blocked up, can we call it a break and get half back, or?
It'll be well. It's only you that got hurt recently, so yeah, you can have half of the damage from being hit on the bonds. So I think that's one. Kamal, reluctantly taking his eyes off the bathing Soraya, can dive beneath the waters and search around for anything secret.
Tap, 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 yep.
You do find a small underwater tunnel. Sort of hidden behind a double blind.
I will take a deep breath and follow it using pirate.
Yeah, you swim around and through and emerge out into another secret bath chamber from the looks of it. There's a couple more stone benches. It's a far smaller and more intimate room. The statues are even more lascivious and even more perverted than the statues you saw in the rest of the chamber, and even more lavishly decorated. They're covered in gold leaf and have blue gemstones for eyes, as well as the red gemstones for other parts. There's a pair of stone benches, shorter ones, either side of the pool, and there are enormous mineral incrustations, mostly sulfur, but other things that are built up in this room because no one's been in here to carry them off or break them or use them for anything. There are rotting, mouldering piles of what were probably once rich silk cushions and so on, but there's still gold thread left behind in the rotting remnants.
And is there any other ways out of this room, or?
No, just back where you came.
All right. I will swim back and let them know that there is another secret hole we can hide in should they breach our defenses. Plus more riches! Actually, I'm more concerned about defending ourselves. Riches
Well,
are used, we can spend them.
They are less likely to find that place.
Yes.
So, yeah, they're not going to pursue you in here. So, is there anything else you want to do while you're in the baths besides cleaning your wounds, resting?
Oh, we should probably pick up that treasure.
Yes.
Yeah.
The secret treasure. Much as we can carry, which isn't a lot, because we...
You pry out the rest of the gems.
Yeah, the blue gems from the other room. Makeshift pouches out of the discarded pillows. Since I don't think any of us have, sacks.
Yeah, so you've got a couple of pouches of gemstones.
Great. I was hoping this water would lead to an escape, but it doesn't appear to. So
No.
we're going to have to continue to my palace. I mean, the palace.
You still haven't really managed to have much to eat, so your stomachs are gnawing away inside you now. But you doubt you're going to find anything to eat until you breach the surface.
What about the mold?
Do you really want to eat the glowing underground mold from the evil cavern city?
I mean, it worked in...
I mean the delicious mold, such as you'd find in blue cheese.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it happened in Flamesong. It didn't go well for them, but they did have something to eat.
Well, you're an assassin. You should be able to tell which stuff is poisonous and which isn't.
Yeah.
So make a mind plus assassin roll.
Okay. Yeah, 6. Here we go. Shit. That's Snake Eyes.
This bracket mushroom here that is growing atop the mouldering pile of silk pillows. That's a delicacy. It's a delicious delicacy. Perfectly safe to eat.
I don't know. I don't think that Soraya is stupid enough to eat it just because she's hungry.
You rolled a double 1.
Okay.
And you're very hungry.
Okay, she eats it. Come on, guys.
All right.
Good.
You're so hungry and you're so sure of yourself that you take a big bite of one of these mushrooms, and the blue phosphorescent spores mark your chin, and then the stomach cramps start. Soraya's she might be lithe and graceful as a dancer and everything, but she's a lot less sexy when she's throwing up and shitting in the pool.
Well, avert thy eyes and...
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of the pool.
Okay, Soraya takes 3 points of poison damage, and then you can wait here until the retching and stomach problems stop.
Yep.
You only really had one mouthful, so you'll be okay after that.
Do you still have that Troglog head?
Yep.
Can I eat it?
Yes.
Bad decisions, the role playing game.
Yes. I was going to use it to intimidate them, but if you really want to eat it, it'd be funny to see what happens.
I just want to see how it tastes. Like, I mean, with the monkeys, the head was the best bit. So maybe the Troglog head is also the best bit.
Okay.
I hand it over.
I mean, it's raw.
It's a raw, decapitated trog head.
Yeah. It tastes a little bit like pork, a little bit like chicken,
Long pork.
but with a really strong, gamey aftertaste.
So,
Kind of bitter.
This is terrible. There's too much flavour in this. Needs boiling.
Well, the source of these springs might be boiling hot.
You can keep it. I don't want it back. Foul cannibal.
Well, is it really cannibalism when these are monsters that are potentially different species than us?
Intelligent species.
Intelligent
That's
species.
true.
Degenerate man apes.
Yeah, they're intelligent enough to design a complex pit trap. So,
But they'd eat you, so I guess turnabout is fair play.
Yeah.
Ethical cannibalism.
Yeah. It goes.
Well,
The spirit of the Wendigo will fall on him.
when you're ready to move on, which way do you want to head?
Head towards the palace and those towers.
Do you want to skirt around the marketplace or go through it?
Oh, yeah, skirt around.
Okay.
That seems cowardly. Can we not just take the most direct route?
I don't want to have any other more roof tiles thrown at us. I'm a pirate. I don't mind sneaking up on them.
Okay, can you all make stealth type rolls again, please, with a +1 bonus?
Okay. And I got +2 for being a dancer.
Or an assassin.
Oh, I mean, yeah, an assassin. My bad.
I got a 10.
I have an 8. Again.
I got a 10, 11, 12.
Okay. And Dag doesn't have any hero points left.
I do not, but I do have a noisy whistle.
You do have a noisy whistle. But you didn't botch, so you're not necessarily stupid enough to keep blowing it. Does anyone want to spend a hero point to help Dag re-roll? Or turn his failure into a success?
I have 2, so I will spend 1.
Okay. Alright. This time, miraculously, you managed to stay quiet. Mostly because Soraya is watching you like a hawk, and every time you're about to step on something, or kick something, or let loose a loud fart even, she's there to stop you. You skirt around the edge of the marketplace and get a view of it. It's a desolate market square bordered by icy pools of water that trickle down from the lofty stone ceilings. Fuzzy black mildew and towering white fungi sprout amid the tiles, overtaking the surfaces. The Troglogs don't seem to pay too much attention to the marketplace. They don't seem to hang out there. You don't see much sign of them. And then it becomes obvious why. A titanic albino simian with razor-sharp claws lumbers through the ruins of the marketplace, inhaling the air, big bat-like ears on the side of its head twitching as it looks for something fresh to hunt, and then knuckles off in a different direction from you. Good thing you had that bath, or it might have sniffed you out. Alright. So you're unmolested, though you do hear Troglogs moving in the darkness here and there, and see red eyes a couple of times. Nothing attacks you until you reach the palace. It's a mighty palace, carved out of seemingly single blocks of stone. So neat is the masonry, and so well it comes together. Its grand halls and chambers echo with whispers of ancient evil. Tall pillars, great towers rise towards the vaulted ceiling of the enormous cavern that it's now in. Shadowed and dark, adorned with grotesque statues of forgotten beasts and monsters. These walls were, maybe at one time, adorned with gold and gems, but now stand dull and faded, picked of their former glory. There are rotted silk drapes, blackened with age and mildew, hanging in tatters from the walls, fluttering in the musty air. There's a definite breeze here. The air must be coming from or going somewhere. The ground is littered with bones. Many, many, many of them. Most of them are other Troglogs. There's a few giant ones which may have come from those enormous ape creatures. And smaller bones from smaller creatures, maybe lizards or something that live down here underground. So there are side halls like wings of the palace. There are stone steps leading down to the under chambers of the palace. Presumably the throne room is on from this grand entrance hall. And there is a pair of enormous stone doors still standing at the far end of the massive entrance hall, presumably leading to the throne room.
Where would the treasure be, do you think, Prince Kamal?
Oh, many places. It could be under the throne, it could be in the private rooms, it could be down below in the stores, or in some secret vault somewhere.
Being associated with nobles as a dancer for them. And the assassin who sneaks through people's buildings.
Was my people when I was a king. Noble of one. We hid our riches under places, secret storerooms, so we could reach them in times of siege.
Between you think that in a palace like this, some of the wealth would be on show, so it's probably in the throne room, with the intention of intimidating and impressing visitors. But the bulk of the treasure is probably hidden somewhere in a vault, well guarded.
Hmm.
To the throne room, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Well,
see
we
what's left in the
Hopefully,
throne room.
like in Daggerfall, there's like a switch on the wall that you can like step on the throne and it just goes up to the surface.
That'd be cool. But it would.
So you want to look below?
Do we? I thought we were going to the throne
Did you say? I couldn't hear what you said. What you wanted to check?
The throne room. Please.
Okay.
Well, this is the throne room. See what's in there.
All right. So you march on up to the grand stone doors. They seem pretty intact and well engineered. One good shove and they should open.
Push them open like I own the place.
Right. You put your shoulder to the door and shove. It opens, pushing aside a bunch of dry, rattling bones. Beyond is a second, smaller but even more grandiose hall. More statues on pillars of strange, exotic and perverse creatures and scenes. In the heart of this grotesque hall stands a throne, raised high above the ground, its dark stone glittering with veins of unknown minerals. Before it lies a pool of mysterious black, oily fluid, its surface unbroken and dark as the void itself. There are stories about pools like this, and it has been said that whoever gazes into such fluid could see visions of the future or the workings of the dark powers, the evil gods. But be warned, for those who seek the knowledge of the dark arts do so at their peril, for the price of such knowledge is steep and often paid in blood. Around the throne are piles of treasures, polished stones, silver coins looking like the crescent one that you found before, gilded weapons, no use in combat but of great value as examples of a tradesman's craft. But none of the styles or the designs are anything any of you recognise.
This liquid is magic. Put it to the torch.
I use the torch that I still am carrying, and I put it to the torch.
Evil eye. Burn it with fire.
Okay, so you strike your dagger against the stone, get a spark, relight the torch, and plunge it into the fluid. It just goes out.
So, not oil. Okay.
Maybe it's just water.
Black water.
It's definitely gooey. When you pull the torch out, it's stuck to it like tar.
Well, I'm gonna try and use my dagger to strike a flame on the goo on the torch. See if it lights up further.
It will not burn. As you're doing that, the pool of fluid starts to ripple outwards towards its edges and laps over the edges and spills onto the floor.
I'm going to piss in the pool of fluid.
Yeah, to move away from it.
Completely remove.
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm going to piss in the pool of fluid. Because if it's magical, hopefully that's going to stop it being magical. Because my piss ain't magical.
That's a barbarian thing to do, yes.
Okay. You stand over the pool and hoist your tackle out and start pissing into the black fluid. Somewhere high above in the heavens, the gods of light and life laugh at you so disparaging a temple of the dark gods. However, as you're doing so, an enormous clawed and taloned hand comes out of the oil and grabs you by the crotch.
I swing at the hand if I can.
Take in a second, because this is surprise. Okay. So Dag takes 3 lifeblood damage minus his armor.
Yank.
Okay, so like -2, so 1 damage.
Okay. And now, if you'll roll initiatives, please.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Ooh, I got a 6.
I got a 3 also.
6 plus 2 is 8.
Me and this hand need to have a conversation about consent.
Gotta fight Dag.
I don't think they consented to you peeing on them. So should be an interesting conversation. Right. But she's a villain, so she should go a proper villain, so she could go before you. Okay, Kamal, you're the first to react. So yeah, this enormous, outsized hand, is wizened and liver spotted, and there's it's not an ounce of fat on it. So it's all muscle and tendon, sinew, and great big black nails.
It just reaches out and grabs Mr. Happy.
Reaches out and grabs Dag by the balls.
Buy him a drink first, and then I swing it.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice. That's a hit. Roll damage.
D6 plus 3. 3 plus nothing
3.
is 3.
So 3 damage. Okay.
Could I spend a hero point to cut the hand off, or is that not enough damage?
You can spend a hero point to cut the hand off.
Alright. I will do that to save Zag's dignity. I have 1 hero point left.
Okay. It's surprisingly brittle and gives way. And the hand just flops like a overturned spider or crab and sinks back down into the mire with its fingers twitching.
Your ex-wife, Dag.
Right.
Okay, well, usually those hands are attached to something, so...
Out of the black goo rises Draconia the Undying. A horror to behold, a hag of a sorceress whose humanity has long since been consumed by the dark powers she wields. From her wrinkled and near-bald scalp dangle wisps of hair, matted and greasy. Her razor-sharp teeth are a testament to her unquenchable thirst for power, control, and human flesh. And her once rich robes now cling to a frame that is nothing more than skin and bones. The yellowed skin, taut and stretched, is adorned with the markings of forbidden magic, whispers of ancient incantations inked upon her flesh. Her eyes, devoid of understanding, are but vessels of malevolence, a glimpse into the black pit of her soul. She doesn't seem fazed by her hand having been severed, as she rises up out of the goo. And she stabs a pointed finger on her remaining hand at Dag and whispers a foul incantation that scratches at the edges of your mind. So she uses some magic points. Zoit. And zaps you. So 2, 1, 2. Okay, armor doesn't count. Dag loses 2 lifeblood.
Okay.
And for a moment you see Dag's soul kind of pulled from his body and thin wisps of the spiritual energy being drawn into her mouth, and she breathes them in.
God, this place hates you, Dag.
I don't know. Maybe she likes me. Maybe that's.
Oh, yes, maybe.
She grabbed my junk and now she's like breathing in my soul.
Yes, and it's your go.
Well, I'm going to make a very high-pitched war cry because she grabbed my nuts.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess I'm going to try and do what I do worst and hit her with my stick.
Okay. Go for it. She's not very good at protecting herself.
So 10 before modifiers, so that'll be a hit.
Okay. Roll damage.
6.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you lash out with your staff with an overhead blow and crack her ancient papery skull in, like you're stamping on a child's toy ball. Her body just seems to wither and crumble under the blow and sinks back down into the oil.
Do I hear any lamentations from this woman?
She's not a flame princess, so no.
I was expecting
Can I
more.
finish pissing in the oil now? She interrupted me mid-flow.
I will spend her villain point.
Ooh, villain. I will watch the water to see if she emerges again, ready to cut off her head.
Okay, well, Soraya didn't get a go yet, so Soraya is the first to notice that she's rising back up much more forcefully out of the oil this time. You see it burgeon and swell, and then the horrible old hag emerge, seemingly now unhurt, from the oil. What does Soraya want to do?
Soraya is going to rush up towards the fiend and try to jab it in its guts with the spear.
Okay. Make an attack with 3 dice.
Mm-hmm. That is an 11 plus 2 from Assassin, I think.
Not in this case. You won't get to add your bonus,
Okay,
so
cool.
it'll just be your melee bonus.
Okay, so my melee bonus, I think, is either a 0 or a 2. No, I have Brawl and Melee. That's something that's not in the edition of Barbarians of Lemuria I have. But yeah, I don't have any Melee, so it's just an 11.
Just the 3 dice plus your agility bonus.
And that's a 0, so 11.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's still a hit. Roll damage.
Awesome. God damn, I rolled 2 damage again.
Okay, you rush forward as you see her emerging and stab into that giant hand that has regrown again, piercing it through the middle. You must have cut something because a couple of the fingers just sort of collapse in on themselves and don't seem to be in her control anymore, just flopping around like raw sausages. Alright, so now it's a new turn, and now Kamal can go, who was also ready.
Yes, head.
Die, crone.
10 plus 2 is 11, 12, plus 1 is 13.
That's definitely a hit. Roll damage.
Alright, come on. 2. Got 1
2
hit
damage.
point left. Should I spend it for rerolling?
For a reroll? Or to up your hit to a heroic hit?
Which is more advantageous? Heroic hit?
That'll do, and switch it to maximum damage.
Then yes, I will spend my last hero point to up it to the heroic.
Okay. So as she emerges with ancient curses on her lips, you lop her scrawny head off her shoulders, and this time you don't think there's any coming back as her body crumbles to ash and dust.
Kick the head far away from the pit as I can.
You toss it away, and it just sort of crumbles into sand and dirt in the air and drifts to the floor.
Well, I'm gonna put my junk back in my loincloth completely.
Gate night's over!
Going on and, so there's a throne over there for you, Prince Kamal.
Yes! When we bring back men to reclaim this land, dig it out of the dirt, I will sit on that throne.
Why don't you just sit on it now and claim the land now?
I have already claimed the land.
Then this is your throne.
Yes, but it is useless to me in this pit. We will need men and slaves to dig it out. Reclaim this lost kingdom. We'll take this wealth and buy an army. Get out of here.
The designer of this level apparently didn't remember that you're supposed to do 3-stage boss battles, so yeah, you're done. You're free to loot the palace, and you can escape up through the towers.
Loot anything that we can carry.
Yeah, as much as you can carry. So
I'm still carrying the nipple ruby.
yes, and everything you take from the treasury and the throne room that you can carry. So when you leave, you've got several tiaras on your heads and like Mr. T amount of necklaces and pearls and things, rings on every finger and toe.
Yep.
Every pocket stuffed with gems and jewels. You're just like dripping with it.
And I imagine Soraya is weighed down even more because of all the bangles and earrings
Yes.
that she had on her.
When you eventually emerge back out into the jungle, you find that the tips of these towers are not dissimilar to the other tower where you guys made camp before. Only these are broken down to stumps. Looking back at the crevasse that was torn in the earth, there's a handful of survivors from the lead wagons that had gotten across before everything opened up. Sort of commiserating with each other. They're happy to see you. It's a joyful reunion, especially since you're carrying so much treasure. Between you manage to hunt, get some meals, tend your wounds, and make a couple of trips back down to get more treasure to load up into the wagon, and then you can carry on back towards civilization.
You return to the city with pride instead of embarrassment.
And that's all I had planned. So,
Thank you, Jim. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
I thought you would have gone to one of the other locations in the city, but you didn't. But that's fine.
Next time.
Well, I don't know what we're playing next time, but next week, T-Shirt's running Scarlet Heroes on Sunday, so I'll be playing that with him, and then the week after will be the next Grim game.
Pretty cool.
Depending on the time of the Scarlet Heroes game, I might try to get in on that.
Cool. But yeah, watch my social media to see what the next game is and when it will be. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is a different channel to my normal channel.
Yep.
Yeah. And sub to the OGGM.
Yes, please subscribe. I need that.
He will sell out.
I will sell out.
And please subscribe to the Esoteric Order of Narrative. That's my YouTube channel.
I will
Cool.
subscribe to that. Yes, please.
I'm not cool enough to have a YouTube channel.
Actually, I think you're cooler than us. So.
Yeah, you're cooler than people with a YouTube channel, definitely.
You are, yes. Yes, you're not a loser.
Alright, well, thanks for watching, people out there, whether on replay or live. And we'll see you next time for another rare and unplayed game from my immense game library.
I love this idea. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah,
Take care.
I just sub to your site, Esoteric Order of Nerdity.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to end the stream there, so bye-bye.
Alright.
Get off my land!
Thanks, Jim.